is Individual Perspective Podcast. I'm your host, Daris D, McKinney, and I know I got this rough background and all that stuff. I'm gonna work on it, guys. I can do all this stuff. I'm a filmmaker, so I can do all the bells and whistles and stuff. I got extra cameras and stuff, but I told myself just until I get my viewerships up and hit that like, share, subscribe, until I get it up and stuff, I'm just gonna do what I can to just be able to jump on and be able to talk to you guys and everything like that. How you guys doing? Yeah, I'm a little, little, little sweaty. Clean myself up a little bit here. So how you guys doing? Forgive my scruffiness. I grew out my beard. I'm gonna trim it up and stuff like that. All that good stuff. I just wanted to kind of come in and talk to you guys. And like I said in a previous little rant that I gave, I was talking about the loyalty that I think that Candace Owens should be given to Charlie Kirk, and stuff like that. So, um, coming back in and stuff, I probably should have paused it because I had a lot of viewers here, man. A lot of viewers, a lot of viewers. Now everybody else coming in, and I can't get my viewers. Can't get my viewers now. Can't get my viewers up. How you guys doing? Hit that like, share, subscribe, hit the notification, all that good stuff. Okay, so what are we gonna talk about here? Like I said, maybe we'll go into some tape. Go into some tape. Go into some imageries of what's up. You know, and let me see if I can pull some video up, some things that we could discuss about this before it all starts. I know they about to start in a few, so let me first let me get to them. I think it's Candace Owens show that they doing the actual debate off of. So let's do that. You know what? Let's do our intro and then we'll come back in. We'll keep it going. Keep it going forever. Okay? I'll see you guys in a moment. Okay, welcome back. Yeah, we're kind of going into the nitty gritty of it. We're doing the nitty gritty of it. We're doing the nitty gritty of it. We're doing the nitty gritty of it. I'm testing out myself. Okay, we're just making sure everything looks good and stuff like that. They actually pushed it to 11 o'clock. It was at 10 o'clock. They pushed it to 11. That's cool. That's cool. I totally had time. I had time. But look, let's get those likes up. Let's get those viewerships up. You know what I mean? Let's get it up. Let's get it up. So it's gonna be cool. We're gonna do our little countdown here too. Stay relevant, you know. How everything's going. Coder to go live. Okay. I want to straighten up this framing too. guess we're gonna have time to go over a few things because they're giving me an extra hour. That's cool. Didn't know I had it. Didn't know I would have it. Make sure we all the way there. Yep. Looks like we're looking good. Yep. Everything looks good. There we go. Just cleaning up the framing so you guys can watch it without any weirdness to the framing of it. Sure that out. There we go. To the left. It's a little bit weird. I'm actually like doing pre-production prep. But while you guys are on air, I don't see my viewers. There we go. Maybe I see somebody coming in. How you guys doing? Hit that like, subscribe. Just going. Like I said, we're gonna be on here for a while together. Get your coffee. Get your coffee. Get your Red Bull. Get your cognac. You know, I mean, get your lunch. Really, it's gonna take a while. Hi, my name is Daris D. McKinney. This is Individual Perspective Podcast, and we are doing our own coverage of the. It's a very, very, very prominent and very important podcast episode. This is. I think that if you call yourself a podcaster and you kind of have any like substantial um, um, thing that you're doing in communication, that you'll really like know how to articulate yourself through this, because this is very important. I think we really need to understand that um, that Charlie Kirk would have never thought his one of his very most important one of his most important friends will pull the stuff that she did to disrespect his wife and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, he would have never thought that he would have had to deal with that. It's disrespectful. It really is. And I don't think that that he was, you know, and everybody, they kind of forget the real stuff that's going on, and they don't keep the timeline. I always say, never be so much in the conversation you're having today, be in context with the conversation that's corresponds with it, leading up to the conversation you're having at this moment. So she like his wife, like, she's a weird lady, but she's a blonde. She's probably been pampered her whole life and stuff like that. And it's she's supposed to be in the background. She's supposed to be like a housewife and the upkeeping of the throne and the kingdom and stuff in the background. She's not supposed to be in the foreground, but she had to come up front because her husband died, and she was the only one that could save the name and the credibility of the company, to say that the face of the company is still a Kurt enterprise. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it would have fell apart. All donors would have left and everything. So it was a desperation to not let his legacy die like a week after he died. You get what I'm saying? So that's the context. You get what I'm saying? And um it's it's heartbreaking because I really think he would, if you would tell me in in Charlie Kirk's right mind, he would have thought that Candace Owens was probably one of the people that he could count on to don't be disrespectful to his wife. if anything happened to him, because you've been disrespectful to his kids, and you've been disrespectful to him. Like, she's saying that he picked a woman that he really shouldn't have picked, and he didn't know no better. And the only time that he would have not known no better is he would have had to die to find out that she was not a good wife. But all the time that they've been married and that they've been in building a family, his perception is that his control, how he dominates and how he communicates to her about how she should conduct herself and all that stuff, and was how he structured it. And Candace Owens saying, well, he didn't have me here to tell him that it ain't working, or some crazy stuff like that. I don't know. It's a weird. Candace Owens has a weird response to Charlie Kirk's death and how she categorizes his wife and his ability to see if his wife is a traitor or not. So no matter how intelligent he built the infrastructure, and he built anything bigger than what she would have been doing. You get what I'm saying? So maybe she got 3 to 6 million viewers in the history of her legacy of when he was alive and when he died and stuff. He had a multi-billion-dollar company been developed, and he had outreach to every high school, every college, to carry a conservative ideology, which that's pretty a miracle, really. Get what I'm saying? In the ground game of the young people, the motivation of the young people, the action of the young people, they actually went to go vote for Trump. You know what I'm saying? So that she second guessing his way of thinking, his intelligence, his foresight, to her foresight after he dies, how she perceived his situation after he died, is wow. It's totally disrespectful, and it's wow. You get what I'm saying? It's really wow. And I don't understand how people that are analyzing it don't judge her on that. How do you not judge her on that? How do you not judge Candace Owens on that? And this got nothing to do with the debate. This got nothing to do with like the who killed Charlie Kirk. It's got to do with after he was killed. How do you interact? How does his friends? How do the people he have close relationships to? How do they respond and correspond with his wife and give advice and counsel to his wife? You get what I'm saying? How would Candace Owens how would she have communicated to him? Okay, if anything happens to you, I'll be there for your wife and everything like that. I'm pretty sure she would say, hey, if she don't live up to my standards, then I'm a destroy her. Like, what the fuck? You get what I'm saying? Like how would Candace Owens communicate it to Charlie Kirk about if he died, how she would have observed or communicated, or how she would have like reacted to his wife and his kids? Because anything you do to his wife and anything you do to TPUSA, you do it to his kids. You destroy TPUSA, you destroy the legacy of Charlie Kirk and the thing that his kids will have to grow into, and it will keep prominence of him. Like, wow, man, that was my father. Wow, I didn't know he was doing all that. She's trying to, like, Candace Owens, and I'm telling you guys, I don't know if Candace Owens, what her theories are true. That's why we're watching the debate. That's why we want to see what she's got to say about it. That's why we want to see a challenge, and vice versa. If Andrew Wilson can't hold up to it, and his point of view crumbles because it was in order, like, if I was debating Candace Owens, I would watch all the actual trial that they gave Well, it's not a trial, it's a preemptive trial to see if the judge wanted to bring it to trial. I will watch all of that. I will watch all the footage that's released. I will watch everything that Candace Owens says. I would watch all the oppositions, what they say, because I would kind of get a basis of it. In that way, I kind of understand what's been factual and what's been emotionally perspective. This is my gut. I don't care what your gut is. Give me the facts. Candace Owens, all she has right now, and I told you guys, I 100% not saying that she's not truthful. She could be truthful, she could be factual, but I need to see it. Andrew Wilson, he could be truthful, he could be factual, or he could be totally out of context and don't know the evidence and don't know the real truth. But so far, all I see is that the only thing that gives credibility to Candace Owens is that she always communicates about the blurriness. So the blurriness of the person on the roof is a 4K, is very high quality camera image, but it's so far away that you got to zoom in, and that takes away the resolution and the pixelation. But the true image in the true video that they got of the roof is a wide, big shot, and it's actually 4K, but you can't see it because it's so far away. That camera is so far away, and so when they zoom in, it's really pixelated and blurry. So you can't guarantee that that's him because you can't see him. So she said, well, you can't really say that that's him. You don't have any factual evidence that that's him. He's too blurry. He's maybe walking up and down the stairs, but that don't say that he did it. The person on the roof was like, they got all black on. That's how she's kind of narrating it. Okay, if his car's in the actual parking lot, that doesn't prove. His boyfriend, his transsexual boyfriend could have been the one that was driving it. That's how she's leaving it as the possibility that somebody else did it. The blurriness of the footage, the blurriness, you can't really say that that's him. It's the surveillance footage is not sharp enough for you to actually distinctively 100% say that is him. Only person that's saying that is him is the potential other suspect that you guys gave immunity on day one. Why did you give immunity to them on day one? That had to be an inside job, meaning that the government was behind it, meaning that the government had enemies of Donald Trump, prosecutors of Utah, the governor of Utah, the people that don't like Donald Trump. They had to kind of go along with this conspiracy theory too. This conspiracy, not even theory, conspiracy too. That's the only thing that holds water to her. You get what I'm saying? So the conversation would be, okay, was he in the area at the time of the murder? Do we got factual evidence? Is him in the Chick-fil-A? Is him in the gas station? Is that factually him? Is that his license plate? Does he have long hair? Does he have short hair that corresponds with how he looked when he came in? That's how we have to parse this. But I don't want to talk about that right now. What I want to talk about is her loyalty to Charlie Kirk. If she had a conversation with Charlie Kirk knowing that he was going to die, would he want her to be scorched earth and destroy his wife with no factual evidence? You get what I'm saying? Like, would he want her to destroy his kid's legacy? Because what she's doing, you gotta be fair and go watch Candace Owens' show, and you'll see that she's kind of destroying. She wants to destroy TPUSA, and she wants to destroy his wife, giving him nothing but the videos that he has online, and that will simmer down when you discredit the organization, when you discredit his work, when you discredit who he married. You get what I'm saying? When you discredit every decision he made, you destroy Charlie Kirk. And his friend, or a person that's loved him and cared about him and hate that he died, she thinks that everything makes sense to destroy his name and his organization and the work that he did in his life. Like everything says that that's the right thing for her to do. And I'm like, even like, look, I tell you guys, one of the things that I found out since Donald Trump announced that he was running for president, that everybody hate him so much because his personality, because he loves putting them big Trump fonts and Trump words on buildings and golf courses and stuff, and they hate his personality, and it's just they would destroy their own credibility just because I can't let this guy have a better legacy than me. That's how people respond to everything post Trump. I gotta be a hand in discrediting Trump because we cannot let this man have a better legacy than the best of us. And it's crazy. So that Candace Owens falls into this. Look, even the flip flop of Nick Fuentes, Myron Gaines, and these people are so fixated on that we don't care about. They say, see, the propaganda, and they don't even know it is the propaganda to say, oh, we're America first. Anything is we need to spend time and we need to do stuff for America. None of them. Charlie Kirk, Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens, BP, Joe Rogan, PBD, Myron Gaines, Fresh and Fit, and Nick Fortes. None of them are doing 1% of what Donald Trump is doing for America. That's actual factual things he's doing. Okay, that's real stuff. And I'm being objective. I don't care about Trump. I care about myself. I care about my name. I care about my life. I care about my family. So I don't really care about how Trump is perceived or anything. I just know the facts is one of the best things that happened to our country in the last 250 years. Truthfully, that's just blunt, factual, and I could back it up. But we're not talking about that. I'm saying none of these people with this self-righteousness that they have actually met up to the standards of what's needed right now for our country. And they're saying we can't worry about the power to make sure that we're unified to destroy socialists and communists and destructiveness to the Constitution and individual freedoms. We can't worry about that because we have the perception that we're giving too much validation, too much support to Israel and Jewish people. Jewish people and Israel's responsible for the downtrodden of all people, and we're willing to give all our energy to destroying that culture, that religion, those people and their ideology. We're willing to give everything, all our political power, all our narrative towards hating Israel, hating Zionists, hating Jewish people. That's how they say that we all need to be in responding to the times that we're in. You get what I'm saying? So everybody putting energy towards that. That's what, whatever issue. I want you guys to say, understand this, and I don't want you guys to think that I'm anti Candace Owens. I'm not. I just want to state the facts. Candace Owens was a whore for Jewish organizations. Whore. She was a whore. First, she worked and got her start in TPUSA. It's highly funded by Jewish donors. Then she moved to PragerU. Highly funded, ideology funded by Jewish donors and Jewish founders and everything. Then she went to Daily Wire, highly funded by Jewish donors, highly funded by Jewish organizations and Jewish founders. like 75% of her life and her professionalism is due to white Jewish people. That's where she get her power from. That's where she get her name elevation from. The backing. And trust me, you guys, try to do some business. Try to go open up a business and try to do it with funders, without funders. And if you get support of the funders, and when you grow and you grow and grow, you'll understand you couldn't have done it without the funders behind you. Now, most people, there's some great people that they live a life and they work a 9 to 5 and they save up money and then they dump it into their business, and they dump and the investment that they dump into their business quadruples. That's self-made. That's self-made. If somebody does a DEI, oh wow, man, I could partner with this black person. They smart. They seem to be a good person. I could put money behind them. I could show them that we're not totally racist. We got to get a quota of some black podcasters, some black activists and stuff. So this person's good. This person's intelligent. Let me put money behind it. That's DEI shit. That's making a quota for you. Like, I got to hire a couple black people. Don't even get me started. Loyalty. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up where we look at some videos that I want to look at in the thought process of what's going on with this debate. Okay. And just the preemptive things that they're saying and they're talking about, and the stuff that they've been throwing at each other for the last a year and a half. Well, a year, because Charlie Kirk died last October. Was it October 10th, 11th? What did Charlie Kirk die? 11th. So we're gonna look at some of the conversations and some of the things that Andrew Wilson said, and we're gonna look at some of the things that Candace Owens said. Okay, so let's go to this. I'm gonna pull up some of the debates that they're having right now, some of the things that Candace Owens is saying. Because this is a mess, man. This really is. So I'm just pulling up so much stuff that I have in my thread that I save so I can kind of talk to you guys about it. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It was wild. I got a lot of that Pastor Manning, and it was a situation with give me 1 second. I want to pull this up. Excuse me. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry. Hit that like, share, subscribe, guys. Make some comments in the thread. You know. Hello. Maybe I need to put something in the thread, huh? Hello. We're gonna be here a while together, you guys. Come on. Hit the like, hit the share. You know. Hello. Okay, Charlie Kirk. Let's go to Candace Owens rants. Let's do that. Let's just be random. Let's just be random. You get what I'm saying? Let's go to some of the okay. I'm just putting it up. I'm working in the background, y'all. Just working in the background. Yeah, everybody kind of going live right now. You know, I don't know why I got such a low numbers. You know what I mean? My numbers is low. It's low. That like, share, subscribe, y'all. Let's go to this one. This is good. Booking. Commercials. I ain't paying another subscription. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just not gonna do it. Okay? I'm not gonna do it. Let's see this.
tough guy nothing? I don't get it. Okay, tough girl.
He's willing to a point here. You're not going to be chain smoking around me, tough guy, okay?
What the hell does that have to do with tough guy nothing? I don't get it. Okay, tough girl.
He's willing to sort of flip his position and kind of present himself as a feminist right there.
How? What are you talking about, lady?
They must say that they are sending you in to debate on their behalf regarding the Charlie Kirk case.
Wait, what? She wants them to lie? Data brokers make billions selling your information to spammers, scammers, and anyone willing to pay. You technically agreed to it, but it was buried in the terms and conditions nobody reads. Every account you create, manager, filtered and sold. Here we go. Assuming this actually works this time. All right.
First, it has come to my attention that an individual who I had literally never heard of in my life.
She had never heard of me in her life. I want you to hear that again. I don't know. How do you start a cope stream off?
How do you, that literally stuff is just, it's just, these are, they're almost like psychological weapons that the person kind of makes them, they kind of dummy themselves down to layman people. Like they're one of you, like, you know, she's a multi-millionaire. She makes probably $1 million. And trust me, this is a crazy number, but this is highly, it's very rare people, but it's very few people on social media, but she's one of them. They make about $1 to $3 million a month. Okay. Now she dummies herself down to act like she's like what she says literally in the certain phrases that she's using. I'm gonna go through them with this situation. And when she says stuff like that, she's dumbing herself down to be relative to the dumb people that's watching. That look, I don't think you guys are dumb. I think that's the business model of podcasters and social influencers, that they insult their viewers in very backhanded ways and subconscious passive aggressive ways, and only if you're really on like PR communication and all that stuff like that, and psychological political like science analyzation and journalism phrasing, you will kind of hear the passive aggressiveness in the backhand comments. So she says literally because she feels like that connects with people. And maybe she got some polling. Maybe when people communicate literally back to her in her messages and her emails and stuff, she knows that she's nailing people with their personal feelings, and they're trying to phrase themselves like her when they write back to her. It's a lot of psychological manipulation that's going on. So in that situation, it's you gotta pay attention to stuff like that. You know what I mean? And so when she says literally, I want you guys to understand that's probably something that she developed to psychologically control the person she's interacting with or she's communicating with, and it softens them or something. It's crazy. I'll let them go. I'll shut up.
Off by lying immediately. That's the question. Says, never heard of this individual in my entire life.
First, it has come to my attention that an individual who I had literally never heard of in my life went onto Joe Rogan signaling that I am scared to debate him regarding the Charlie Kirk case, and that he's...
Yep. Now, see, remember, she said that she's never heard of me in her entire life, right? That wouldn't be a fib, would it? She wouldn't be putting us on, would she? Well, yes, she would. This is from Nick Mateo. Candace Owens just shared 2 comments from her YouTube. They were both from Andrew Wilson on alt accounts to troll her, and Candace reposted them. Oh boy, and wouldn't she know it? Candace Owens says, "No, you're just dumb and fell for him trolling the comments. You guys are so gullible. Blah, 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 blah." Oops. Oops. Now, you might want to take a notation here of the timestamp. This is trivial, of course, but I just think it's really funny. This was on July 30th. I went down and did the Joe Rogan broadcast on the 4th, and I believe it was aired on the 5th. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Never heard of me. I don't know why you're tweeting about me then, if you never heard about me. Very strange behavior from Mrs. Owens. But that's okay. I'm sure that they'll just say, no, that's not a lie because, you know, it's only people who are oppositional to her for some reason. They're the liars, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, we'll keep on going with the cornucopia of cope.
Offered me $300K to do so. So just so you know, the backstory leading up to this moment is that the host of the Whatever podcast, who I do know, a guy named Brian Atlas, reached out to my PR guy, Mitchell, with an offer of $50K for me to debate this person. And then he upped the amount, I think, to $150K initially. I immediately dismissed it. I genuinely had never heard of the name Andrew Wilson before.
Except you have.
And
yeah, and for me, yeah, look, I know I missed about a couple minutes of it, but just, you know, I'm gonna come in here and I'll be here forever. I'm gonna grab all my stuff and just come here because it's gonna be a long session. Come on, y'all. Like, she doesn't even have to say if she know him or not. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. But she wants to discredit, like, him, and in the midst of doing that, she discredited herself, because if this is a true factual point that you can go back in her episodes and find that she lied about knowing Andrew Wilson, then that shows you proof that she lies. And she lies about things that she wants to manipulate the audience with the perception that she wants you to have. So she didn't even have to say anything. She didn't even have to say anything. I don't know if I was being, you guys can hear me or not. She didn't even have to say if she knew him or not. You know what I mean? She didn't even have to say if she, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. It's like, it's not even relevant to, like, what she's talking about right now with the debate and the potential debate and her actually answering if she wants to do the debate or not or anything like that. She discredits herself when she kind of does her, like, okay, I'm gonna attack him and I'm gonna make him like, you little nobody trying to talk to me and try to debate me. You I don't even know who you are, but you going on a major person platform like Joe Rogan and you saying bad stuff about me, and then now I gotta come out and defend myself. Well, this nobody was able to get on Joe Rogan, for one, and then he was able to make you feel that you gotta answer his allegations to you being a hack. You get what I'm saying? It's just crazy. And he's like, I literally don't know who this guy is. I literally don't know who he is. I literally never know him. Literally never met him before. It's ridiculous. Crazy. Okay, I'll let you guys continue.
My assumption was that this was a PR ploy, a move for some young influencer that was coming up through the ranks and had a little bit of money to spend to get their name out there. It's almost like...
Does anybody believe this bullshit? Do any of you believe any of this bullshit? Any of you? I never heard of the guy before. Never. I never heard of him. Who's that guy? Just what a crock of shit. These people are so full of shit.
Like, and people do this, you try to buy an ad for yourself. It's an industry strategy to get your name out there. Of course, the Charlie Kirk case was not some gimmick to me. We have not been asking for money, just a public discussion with Turning Point USA, one of their affiliates, regarding the case.
Yeah, but there's no actual good reason that Owens or any of her camp can give why Turning Point USA, who's not suspected of doing anything, needs to go and answer Candace's questions, but Candace doesn't need to answer other inquirers' questions about her positions. Nobody, by the way, nobody can explain that glaring contradiction. It makes zero sense why it is that Candace Owens is owed any answers by Turning Point USA, but owes no answers to people who are inquisitive about her crazy-ass positions. Super credible, per usual. I don't know which one you're referencing, if you're referencing Owens there.
Whether that be Blake Neff, Andrew Colvett, Erica Kirk, Yankin Bank Frank, somebody who was there on the scene that day. We've offered them the floor repeatedly. Now, what I had not appreciated until people began sending me clips of this Andrew Wilson guy following,
who you'd never heard about before until you saw me on Joe Rogan, even though you tweeted about me before I went on Joe Rogan.
His sit down on Joe Rogan, is that he is sort of affiliated with Turning Point USA, another person in their orbit that they're boosting, so much so that he's apparently hugging Erica Kirk at
my God, that monster. That monster, Andrew Wilson.
Turning Point USA headquarters. I will let you take a listen to what he told Joe Rogan during their sit down. Take a listen.
We offered, that guy is really good looking, by the way. I mean, just objectively, he's a very handsome fellow. Candace Owens offered her $300,000 to do a debate. Ooh, who's we? Well, that would be me and Brian Atlas. Brian Atlas offered up $100K of the pot, and I offered up $200K of the pot. That would be who we are. But I'm guessing that she's inferring that we would be an evil hatched plan by Turning Point USA. Idiot. We'll give you $300,000.
What is her position? What does she think happened?
She thinks that Israel worked in conjunction with TPUSA and Erica Kirk to Charlie. And that's exactly what she thinks, by the way.
Based on what?
Well, that's the $1 million question. Yes, it is the $1 million question. This guy's a smart guy. She knows. You've been arguing with Ian and hosted her show while she's been on maternity leave for her last baby. She's seen the tweets. And she knows. She's full of shit. Smoky, huggy man bad. Yes, I know. I gave a widow a hug. I'm a monster. I get it. She's already trying to poison the well. Let her poison it. Nobody actually knows. She's never presented a single shred of evidence thus far that Israel ever worked to Kirk. Nope. That Erica Kirk certainly didn't. In fact, nope. In fact, her position for the longest time was if Erica Kirk comes out and tells me to stop, which she did, stop this, to stop the conspiracy on this, I will. So Erica did. She went out publicly and she was like, enough, enough. You're just causing more problems than good here as this investigation's going on. And then suddenly Erica's now part of the conspiracy. That is, in fact, what happened, by the way. By the next day, she's trying to cover it up. She's part of the conspiracy, too. Mm. When I went to the TPUSA HQ, and I talked to Erica briefly while I was there, the first thing I did was, okay, here comes the monster part. Andrew Wilson being a monster, as usual. That hug was promised to her 3,000 years ago. Was what I think every normal, moral human being would ever do. I gave her a hug. And I told her how god-awful sorry I was that happened to her. Like, can you even imagine how that's got to feel for her? Especially now that she has tens of thousands of people accusing her of and conspiring to and then cover up what happened to her own. I mean, that's like mind-boggling psychological torture on a level that I've never seen. That's exactly right. That guy is real smart. And I've been saying it from the very beginning. The second that this turned this way, that I've seen this sort of psychological warfare before, just at a smaller scale. I saw it against my own wife. I've seen it myself. I know exactly what this game is. Shaming tactics don't stop inconvenient conversations anymore.
Yeah, and hindsight is 20/20, but given the reaction, I think it probably would have been better for her to like lay low for a little while.
1000%.
The going out with the sparklers was not a great idea. Like all that was not a great idea because it just seemed insane.
Thank you, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, it's an awful convenient place to cut the clip before he agrees with my position on it. Thing that's interesting is,
Yeah, it's so crazy. And I want you guys to understand that you are the arbiter of if what you are allowing to lie to you or it's fake. You get what I'm saying? I want to be accurate about what I just said. Joe Rogan has a way of communication that's normal to him. You guys got to understand, comedians, actors, musicians, anchors, podcasters on levels like this, you think they're being human to you, but in certain ways it's a format, and there's certain things that they know how they got to articulate them, how they got to communicate, that allows for them to get more value and manipulate your perceptions to support them on the next time, support them on this time, to just, it's like, I really do think that we're in a major deficit if people don't understand how to run their ingestment of information and how they run their life as a company and an organization. It's like, maybe the crazy part about the last 70 years is that a way of order, of psychology, of being a human being, it was like pre-1970s. It was how human beings are naturally and biologically function for 2,000 to 3,000 years. All the last 40 to 70 years is out of our anatomy. It's out of our biological function. It's out of our comprehension of literature and dialect and hypothesizing and theorizing and comprehension and stuff. We're out of context. So now you can't just be a person that's just ingesting stuff. You have to be a person that actually got ability to ingest it, process it, vet it, and then let it incorporate your mind and your heart. You got to have a filter before it gets to your heart and your mind to say, this is how I want to articulate this scenario, this situation, this what happened, this perception of this event. And before you can even do that, you got to vet it. You cannot no longer not vet. Not be like a college process of Socrates. They call it the Socratic method. You have to apply that thought process yourself. Because Joe Rogan lies. Joe Rogan manipulates. Candace Owens lies. Candace Owens manipulates. Andrew Wilson lies. Andrew Wilson manipulates. And the Fresh and Fit, Myron Gaines lies and manipulates. Andrew Tate lies and manipulates. Piers Morgan lies and manipulates. Megyn Kelly lies and manipulates. Tucker Carlson lies and manipulates. Fox News lies and manipulate. CNN lies and manipulate. MSNBC lies. MSNBC Now lies and manipulate. ABC, Walt Disney, Paramount lies and manipulate. Netflix lies and manipulate. I'm talking about they actually do it on purpose because it's got great economical value. Great perception value, great clickbait value, great repetitious in operation of a human being value economically. So in order for you to be able to be a human being of some kind of principle, and I just don't even know how to articulate it no more. You have to be able to know how to vet things that come across you, that you watch, that you hear, that you see, and make sure that you're vetting it in a sporadic method to know what the true substance, the true value of it is. What's the truth? And I think that's so lost in how people comprehend things that it's just bad. So when we watch this debate, it's bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? It's really brutal. So we about 15 minutes away, and I'm gonna play a little bit of this. I'm not gonna go through the whole hour. I just want him to say a couple things, and then I'm gonna go to her side. But you get both of them really in this conversation. But go ahead.
That Joe likes to do this is the way that he does conversations. He'll kind of devil's advocate a bit until the position gets out there, and then he can agree or disagree.
Yeah, and let me let him talk a little bit.
Disagree with it. Very convenient. She cuts the clip there.
For saying that, people were going, yeah, okay. Now I'm interested because first off, I wasn't expecting Andrew Wilson to look like that. I understand, I guess, perhaps could probably guess how you magically fell into money to be running around offering $300K for.
It was magic, ladies and gentlemen. Magic. Magic that I fell into money. Man, I didn't know that. See, here I thought I'd worked my ass off for 6 years, battling my way across the internet against every leftist scumbag in existence, and earned every dime that I got. But apparently it's magic. Oh, it's magic. Magic money.
A conversation, and I
not a conversation, a debate.
Also now understand, having looked into it, why Blake Neff and Andrew Colbert seem to be boosting you on X. Now,
why? Why do they seem to be boosting me on X? I'm curious.
For everyone who was like me and legitimately did not know who this man was.
Oh, they all know who I am. Sorry, lady.
5 minutes ago.
They all know.
Andrew Wilson apparently had a presence in the manosphere debating feminists. And
nope, wrong again.
And that would explain why he was appearing on the Whatever podcast, which regularly features these sorts of debates. I've been on the Whatever podcast and I've done these debates. So has Charlie Kirk.
And you were terrible at them. Absolutely awful at them. Kirk was better, but you were pretty bad at them. Abracadabra, alakazam.
But now, of course, for, I guess, either the right price or a chance at staying or being in the limelight,
it's about being in the limelight. Well, it's about destroying terrible positions which are bad for the conservative movement. A thing which the Crucible has excelled at for 6 straight years and is going to continue to excel at. When you have terrible positions and you poison the minds of people away from conservative politics and Christian ethics, you actually do serious damage to the nation. Not magic, just grift from above. Yes, it is the gift of grift. She wouldn't have even responded to this if she didn't feel that you were something she needed to get ahead of. Oh, yeah. Look, she gives the game away quite a bit here. Oh, damn, look at you falling into my money. To hell with Candace, yeah. One of the most super chatted channels in the world, one of the top super chatted channels in the United States, usually within the top 5. How did Andrew get his money? She's insinuating Erica Kirk gave you $200,000 to give to her so she could debate whether Erica unalived her husband. Yes, this is her theory. Her theory is that TPUSA gave me a bunch of money to challenge her to debate on whether or not TPUSA was involved in the Charlie Kirk. A brilliant strategy by Mrs. Owens. Man, as a debate opponent, I'm already terrified.
Willing to sort of flip his position and kind of present himself as a feminist right there, tasked with defending Erica Kirk taking.
What? I actually don't even understand how she gets to this logically. Can somebody explain it to me? How do you even get to this?
Right there, staying or being in the limelight. He's willing to sort of flip his position and kind of present himself as a feminist right there.
How? What the fuck is she What are you talking about, lady? What the hell is she talking about? He's kind of flipping his position and turning into a feminist right there. What? How? What is she talking about?
Tasked with defending Erica Kirk taking over her late husband's company.
Who tasked me to do this? Did you notice that she never actually said who tasked me to go defend Erica Kirk and her blah, 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 blah? Never actually says who does this. Candace is great at this. She likes to make conjecture without telling you any of the details because she doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. Wait, so she says she doesn't know who you were before Joe Rogan, but somehow knows all your positions on feminism to the point that somehow you flipped them? Yes. And also tweeted about me, but must have forgotten about that just a few days before I went on Joe Rogan. Go figure. It's like she has amnesia. I don't know. Does Candace have amnesia? I have no idea. Didn't she come into a large sum of money? And I've been saying it from the very beginning. The second that this turned this way, that I've seen this sort of psychological warfare before.
What does she think happened?
She thinks that Israel worked in conjunction. Candace Owens is owed any answers by Turning Point USA, but owes no answers to people who are inquisitive about her crazy-ass position.
Look, y'all get the context of it all, okay? We're about 9 minutes away from the actual presentation of this, so I'm gonna kind of cancel out doing any other like watching stuff. You know, they say 29,000 people are waiting to watch on this platform. So let me measure this up. Okay, right there. Look, guys, I look, man. I used to love watching Candace Owens, dude. I will binge watch all her stuff, but it's a lot of stuff that she was just like, even if she's kind of right on it, it's like, really, do you want to consume all your time with, like, is a lady is like the mayor? Was not the mayor, but what's his name? The president of Paris, if his wife is a man or not. You get what I'm saying? What's your factual evidence to that? You get what I'm saying? And it's like, I waited with her till she came out with some factual, biological, even when they sued her, and she had to, and that's disclosure. So that means that she would have to go to a doctor, and the doctor had to be a witness to say that she is a man or not. You get what I'm saying? And her lawyers will have to go send a doctor over there and confirm that the president of Paris' wife is a man or not, is a man or a woman. So, like, when she kind of did things to muzzle that story down, because whatever's going on is going on in the back end, but she won't do any reporting on it anymore. I'm like, holy shit, man. You like, we're being like, we're kind of in her vortex, you know? And it's like, it's stupid. It's really stupid. You know what I'm saying? It's dumb. And it's like, if I'm one is, and look, in women, y'all say y'all hate men nowadays. Y'all say we weak. Y'all say we pussyfied. We don't got no backbone. We don't have no actual, like, direction of our own, and we would be nothing without being able to kind of like have to how can I say support or be in service of a woman. We wouldn't even know what to do with our lives. You get what I'm saying? So when I say this next thing, don't take it for like, really don't take it personal, okay? You know, but the more that men are kind of taking some kind of leadership and accountability for their own errors and mistakes and bad decision making that we have done for the last 40 to 50 years. Once we take, as not once, but because I think we're doing it more and more and more and more. As we take accountability for our ridiculous mindset to be, how can I say, to be neutral or be in a civilized environment with women and what they want. And as we take a moment to understand what's the side effects of that, what's the outcome of that, and we understand that it's self-destructive for us to have taken so much of a woman's position and find a way to, how can I say, compromise with it. It has really destroyed men. It doesn't make sense. You guys have to understand that when you let women come into the workforce, you got to look at it. This is all science. Let's just talk numbers. When you let women come into the workforce, you cut 50% of the demand of that workforce that was previously there. So now you technically don't have to pay as much as you was paying, rely as much as you relied, because you can always fill it with another 50 to 50% of women, pretty much 50 to 56% of the population of America, because women are half to a little bit above half of the population of America. So when you got that 50% of men are the breadwinners, are the people that's going out the house to get the money and to try to figure out a way to bring economics to the house. 50% of that value that they have, how much they get paid, how much they're kind of relied on, because if this person doesn't do it, will we be able to find another person to do it? And how many times can we repopulate a position before there's no men to populate that work environment? So once women came into the workforce, 50% of a value of a man, I don't care how high it is to how low it is, cuts, because you can always get a woman to do it, or to play some kind of assistance to the people that do it, or find some way to do it in a way where you don't technically need the man's outcome or output or ability to do that job. You can start kind of processing it. How do you do the same job with a woman, but maybe the things that she doesn't know how to do, you manufacture a way, or you create a way to kind of make it where you don't really need that part, because of this machinery or this technology or this situation makes it where it's not as prominence that you have to have the genetics of a male to do it. So that cut men's value 50%. You cut men's value 50%. That's 50% of men possibly been getting paid to do work. That if you do that for 50 to 60, 70 years, you get the society we have now. Now you got people like Mike Rowe bitching and moaning about, it's 7.9 million jobs that's available out here, and you got about 6.9 million men deciding to leave the workforce. We're leaving the workforce because we are not competing with women. Even if we compete with women, it's for nothing. It's for nothing. Because even if you get a job, you got to have the outcome, and you have to have the actual ability of the outcome of what women outcome is. And women are in administration. They're really close to the money. You get what I'm saying? They're in the medical field. They're really close to the actual doctors. They're doing things that when you do that job, you automatically get paid like 70 grand, 80 grand. And the average guy, construction, plumbing, like I'm talking about the average guy doing those jobs, even electrician and stuff like that, you're starting, unless you're the big guy that's doing electrician, you're like a freelancer. But when you do those jobs, you're still starting, even in major factories in automotive industry, you're starting at 25 to 56 if you've been there for like 10, 15 years. In order for you to see anything near 70, 80 grand, you got to be at that job for like 25, 30 years. Come on, y'all know this. Y'all know this. And women that day, administration, they're consulting, financial consulting, lawyers, therapy, whatever the hell they doing, and all nursing, all the different things that women kind of fill the void, like really kind of like they kind of filling the void in. They running companies, they doing entrepreneur. Women are they're able to get loans from investors faster than men. And the reason why I say this is just I got to go to the show because I guess it hasn't started yet because we're here. So it's 11 a.m. I'm going to wrap this up. But the reason why, like, listening to Candace Owens, we have to remind ourselves, you're getting into the mind of a woman. You get what I'm saying? And maybe that's all right, but come on, y'all. Come on, man. Like, it is not in a man's best interest to be at that mindset. It's not. It's really not. It's just not. You get what I'm saying? And like, you know, but like people like Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, they neutralize so much, like staying neutral so much that it's like like nobody's gonna really stand for what needs to be communicated right now. Nobody's gonna really stand for that. You get what I'm saying? And that's the edginess of the time that we're living in, is that we really can't articulate ourselves, and we can't have men principles. Okay, so I'm trying to see if they started this here in Chicago. Is it a Central Time? Is it later? Is it Eastern? Is it 11 Eastern Time? What is it? I'm trying to see. Yeah, she got some hell of a sponsors, boy. Jesus. Yeah. Man, is it on? Hello from UK. 5 a.m. 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Is that what that is? So hold on a second. What time does it start, you guys? Like, goddamn, can they tell us when it start? Oh, and I'm bitching and moaning because it's like, hey, don't waste my time. I got other things to do. Yes, I don't know if what this is like. Is it? I'm trying to see. Let me look out another window to see when this thing starts. But I know I did a rant about men and women and stuff, but I just want you guys to know that the truth of the matter is that men, we gotta start taking some control of, like, being able to watch a Candace Owens and stuff like that. And they say that a lot of her viewership is women. It's like women and like women at home and stuff like that. And they like heard. They that's why her support doesn't dwindle. Women have took a look at her as a woman that's empowered. So they're not going to not support that, because no matter what, she's supported just by her empowerment, not what she's talking about, not with the things, the credibility of loyalty and integrity and making sure that she's saying things that are sane and stuff like that, and comprehend, like it is analyzed in a integrity situation. She's not looked at for that. She's looked at for her empowerment. That's why she doesn't lose value in audience, because most women don't care about no damn loyalty and integrity and stuff like that. It's about end result for women. It's like their outcome and how does that affect them. You get what I'm saying? I don't got no problem with look. I got the great women around me. I love them. They're strong. They do their thing and stuff. But I'm talking about the majority of the complexities and the psychology of women. Even the women that I'm talking about, you get what I'm saying? They do fall in that category. So I'm not anti-woman. I'm just letting you guys know that you do got to take a grain of salt that the more that Candace Owens is in the big scheme of things, how her show is operated, the success of it, the way, the demand of millions of people on her and how they affect their lives and their functionality and how they perceive things, she could get caught up in a masculine situation. Here it goes. Okay, guys, we get live.
Booking.com, booking.yeah.
So I guess they was just a little bit late. So I'm gonna let this play off, and we gonna get to it, y'all. So they playing the ads, and we gonna get to it. Okay. Starting soon. Okay, y'all. We own it. So they're a little late. Okay. Okay. Let me go get one more couple things, and I'll be ready with you guys. Beta zone. Okay. Hey now. Okay. Oh, had to get some water. Had to make sure I got some extra batteries for my lights. They're looking good. Had to get a little tissue for my sweat. Studio lights, the pressure. Hey now. Yeah, Howard Stern was the shit. The pussy now. Excuse my language, I'm sorry. I'm losing viewerships by using profanity. Apologize. I'll do an episode about that later. Well, not later, but it's coming soon, How much a person that life is built on freedom of speech, and they go against freedom of speech so they can be in the in crowd, so they can moderate themselves to be perceived as a human being, because their whole life they were looked at as junk. Well, I don't know why I switched that up. Hey guys, we get into it. We getting into it. I don't know why my back screen keep going green. That's weird. Okay, let me check my volume on the live. Make sure you guys see me. Make sure we're live. We're doing it live. I was calling this the pre-show, but we don't need to have it as a pre-show. We can have it as a show. Because we ain't going off. We can rename it. We can redo it. Come on in, y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. Do it. everybody trying to, watch this thing, But we're conduit to it, so as I watch it, I'm watching it live. I mean, you watching, so let's get this going. Hey guys, come on in the chat. Have something to say in the chat. What's up? What can I do better to make my viewerships good? Make you come back. What's up? Maybe I'll separate this and come back in, okay? Okay, maybe I should do that and have it be just isolated to this thing. So, okay, I'll do that. Let me name it pre-show number 2 again, and then we'll do that. Let me retype this back in there. Pre-show. I want to get my viewers up, okay, y'all? So we're gonna end this. Come back in. Starting soon. Yeah. This is like, I'm shocked that she did it. I really am, because like, I'm a very objective person, and I'm telling you, if a person knows how to articulate themselves to what's going on, she doesn't have anything to stand on. So that's my only problem with this. I love Candace, but it's just like, really, you will sound crazy trying to defend your situation without any factual situation, and you will turn the actual society crazy if they believe you, because it's based on nothing. It's based on theories. It's like, everybody, do you believe in aliens? Not until I see a fucking alien.